defensively, and I think our team understood that and they bought into it. And now that our offense is catching up to our defense, we're still maintaining that same level of intensity on the defensive end of the floor.
Gotcha.
In terms of your guard spot at the shooting guard spot specifically, I mean, in terms of who takes over that role, what type of things do you need to see? What type of things are you looking at when you make that choice of who starts where?
Yeah, right now it's still open. You know, I want someone who's going to come out every day and demand that spot and fight for that spot and pay attention to detail and be aggressive. Obviously put the ball in the hole. That's a spot that we need a lot of points from, and so I want someone who knows what we're doing, who has ownership in it, and who goes out there every day like they're competing for a spot.
Coach, you've had some talented young players come in, some new players come in. Talk about them for a minute.
Yes.
What you're seeing.
So they've been here since June, and all three have done a tremendous job of getting acclimated to our program, how intense it is, and the growth they've had from June until now has been really, really good. I'm excited to see how they last in a 3-hour practice. But from an offensive standpoint, they all are really talented. They shoot the ball well, and they can just one-on-one do some things that we haven't had players do.
With the addition of those new players and also 3 returning starters, how is this year's team going to be similar or different from last year's?
I think you're going to see more depth. I think we started to have that last year with the freshman class we brought in, and we also have Jenna Stady who can play now. It's going to be a tremendous help for us inside, and so we've got options, and we continue to have more options, and everyone understands that their role is equally important. And so it also helps in practice when you're guarding someone who is just as good as you are every day, because it challenges you to be better versus when you walk out there knowing that that's your spot, or the person that's guarding me I can beat every single day. Sometimes you relax, and there's nobody relaxing out there right now.
Going back to the whole 3-hour practice type thing, you talked about being excited to see those freshmen out there. How much of a concern is there with them getting too tired, and how do you balance that, I guess, with them not going out there for such a long period of time before with having to do with it?
I'm not concerned at all. They're 17 and 18. They've got young legs.
You mentioned Jenna. What does she bring to the team that kind of enhances the team for this season?
She's super skilled. Obviously, her height is the obvious thing, but she's super skilled. She's got great hands. She's a strong body. She's got an inside and outside presence, so she can stretch the defense. And just her feel for the game has been really good. I think she really took advantage of sitting out last year, learning our offense and learning our style of play, and getting herself in shape so that she can contribute to our team.
Honing in on another guard, Maya Caldwell. I mean, she was the one that came off the bench last year. Didn't play a lot.
Right.
But, you know, when she got the opportunity, she made some plays for you guys. So as she goes into sophomore year here, what type of transformations or developments have you seen from her heading into year 2?
Maya's struggle last year was just defensively, you know, our concepts, and then just the tweaks we put in. We do a lot of tweaks game to game. You have to in the league we play in. And so just, you know, her mental focus and being able to keep up with scouting reports and know all that stuff. And I think she understands the seriousness of it now. She also knows that she's someone we need on the floor. As you said, when she came into the game, she provided points for us or rebounds. She's a bigger guard. And so she's been a lot more aggressive. But the word I would say for her is that she's been more serious. You know, I think last year she didn't probably take the ownership she needed to demand a spot on the floor, consistent playing time, and that's been the biggest shift for her.
How are y'all able to teach that? How are y'all able to get that buy-in throughout the summer to be able to make those adjustments from day to day, from game to game?
You know, I really don't think we have to. We tell every young lady that comes in here, like, I don't care how good you are offensively, you got to play defense. And so I think she learned that lesson last year. Not that she didn't try, she just struggled on the defensive end. She didn't have to do it a lot prior to coming here on a consistent basis. And so I think what happened last year was the only lesson she needed.
Going off the theme of transforming roles, with these 3 returning starters, what are you expecting out of them leadership-wise?
They got big shoes to fill. Obviously, Mackenzie Ingram, Simone Costa, Haley Clark did a tremendous job from a leadership standpoint. And these 3 starters who are coming back, obviously they're competing for a spot as well. They've done it. They've played 38, 36 minutes a game, so they know what it's like, and they understand the level we have to play at in order to be successful. The biggest thing for everyone is we're not going to be a surprise this year. You know, I fully expect everyone to know, you know, how good we're going to be, and so that's what we've got to handle now is the expectation. Last year it was earning some respect, and this year it's the expectation and the responsibility of handling it. So from those 3 players who are coming back, I expect consistent effort and leadership for them to show the way.
You mentioned not being a surprise to anyone. Does that what are the goals for this team this season?
Or really, it's to close the gap. You know, we have specific goals, but what we talk about really and focus on is closing the gap. As I said, the 7 teams we lost to, there was a huge gap in terms of just whether it's their mental toughness or getting out rebounded or not being able to score the ball against, you know, taller people, or just the level of how they played. And so every day it's closing the gap. And what are you doing to close the gap? And what are you doing to reach the goals that we talk about? And so that's the terminology that we use and that we really focus on.
Had your point guard spot with Taja and Gabby. You obviously don't know how you'll handle those minutes this year, but how much of a luxury is it, I guess, to have 2 guards that can play those significant minutes and have those skill sets that can be beneficial?
It's great. You know, the good thing about it is they get along really well. They push each other. They help each other. They're their biggest cheerleaders. And so that's what only thing you can hope for as a coach. You know, Taja's someone who's just really good on the defensive end. She's fiery, she's fast, she's quick on quick, and can just do a lot in transition and help our team. Her confidence is through the roof. Gabby's someone whose skill set just separates her from her ability to shoot the ball, get by defenders. She's a really good passer. Not that Taja's not those things, and not that Gabby's not the things that Taja are, but they stand out differently in those ways. And so when you can play them back and forth, it really puts pressure on the other team, no matter who's in the game, because you have different things to worry about.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you.